Leandre got te juice. Leandre got te juice.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like 1, 2.
You know.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know. Somebody say, put me in the game.
What's good, everybody? Good to see y'all, man. Listen, this morning has started off eventful than a mug. I tell you that much. This morning, this Monday morning has started off eventful, but I will say this. I am glad to be with you all. I am glad to be here. I'm glad to be able to be amongst the living and be able to talk some Alabama football. But most of all, I'm just glad for life, man. I'm just glad for life. Like right now, in this space where I'm at right now, I'm glad to be alive. Got some transitioning happening, but God is awesome. God is awesome, y'all. God is awesome. Thank y'all for being in today. As you all can see, I got my little morning get up on. It's time to get ready to get to it. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Don't forget TikTok. You all live over there. Tap that screen over there. YouTube, run up the likes. We're not live on Twitter. We're leaving Twitter alone for the whole month of July. We're no live streaming on Twitter. Everything that happens right now on the Coach Smook Network is going to be generated through YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. We're going to leave Twitter alone. It's just going to be strictly for posting and all that stuff. I'm gonna let my family, I'm gonna let all y'all do y'all thing on Twitter and promote and do everything we doing here on the Coach Smook Network. Let y'all spread the word over there. Shout out to everybody that's pulling up in the chat on TikTok. Shout out to sis Nay. What's up, Nay? Good to see you, girl. I know you've been busy, been checking in, making sure you straight. Look, everybody, I see everybody in the chat on YouTube too, man. We got 16 in the chat already. Jumping in, going crazy. 14 in the chat. Y'all keep fluctuating. Shout out to my brother Jordan, my brother Davin. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Thanks everybody for pulling up. I know more people gonna be pulling up. We usually have our crowd pull up by 8:10, 8:15. So everybody gonna start trickling in. But while they do that, make sure y'all share it up, share it in the DM, share it everywhere. We're talking Alabama football, and I think I got an interesting topic for us today. I know everybody wants Coach Saban type energy back around Alabama. Well, let's kind of dive into that conversation today. Let's talk about the factuals. Let's talk about some of the trends and the tendencies that we're seeing from championship caliber programs and what's happening at Alabama, and does that somehow correlate? Does it allow us? What's up, Joe? Good to see you, man. Does what's happening at the University of Alabama give you confidence that we are returning to the greatest, probably the greatest era of Alabama football? Does what's happening give you that thought? And I'm gonna give some things to support. I'm gonna give you some things to kind of look out for that may not be in full alignment, but are on track. And we're gonna kind of just do this today. So as we jump into this conversation, make sure y'all are tapped in. Make sure y'all are ready. Listen, we got a phone call segment tonight. We got gaming today. We got what time we're gonna be doing gaming? I gotta see. Things are changing right now in my living situation. So advancing, y'all. Advance. We're trying to move it on up. God's been blessing, so we really trying to move along as God move us. Good morning, everyone. What's up, Sully? Good to see you, my brother. Man, the morning I be boring when you not live, Coach. You said your mornings be boring when I ain't live? You for real, man? That's what's up, Kaden. I don't know who's what's your tag? Because it's not showing up. They changed it, how everybody's stuff is looked at. My sister's on TikTok, they said, having my grand opening for the restaurant. Sorry, I've been missing for months. Listen, I know. That's what I'm saying. You've been busy, sis. You've been grinding. Entrepreneurs don't have to apologize for grinding, man. I am always in support of an entrepreneur. I told you, Nate, this network ain't just about football. Like, I don't, why would I want to use somebody else's space or somebody else's restaurant when I'm in Dallas? And I got somebody that's been supporting my content and supporting my brand since they discovered it. Literally. So if y'all don't know, Nay, she usually pops in the YouTube chat. She might pop through here. She on TikTok right now. She's a cook, man. She do like specialties and berries and different dishes and catering and all this stuff. And her product is growing in the Dallas area, but she's also expanding across state lines, and she's doing the same thing in her niche and her expertise as I'm doing in the Coach Smook Network, doing it different from everybody else. You know, not going the traditional route and really betting on herself and not gonna rock with people like that. So hopefully what I do, not just for Alabama football, but as a business owner, inspires you. Because y'all see the people who talk crazy. They try to speak on our name and stuff. And they still ain't put a name on it. They still ain't put a name on it. They scared. But Jess Quan, what's good, my boy? What's good, man? Good to see you. Morning, rolling. Castellanos, I want smoke. Man, listen, y'all keep talking about that crap. Y'all got to stop watching them other BS channels that talk about the same crap over and over and over and over and over again. Y'all got to stop it, man. Who the freak is Castellanos? Who is he? Nobody knew him before he did the interview and said something about Bama. He was that trash. So what makes you think anything gonna change, chat? Why y'all even give these folks they clicks when they post that stupid shit? I'm sorry to cuss. It's Monday morning. I just get tired of it, man. Cause I know where some of y'all going and watching and stuff and getting the feedback from, and it's like they do the same thing every year. Somebody could literally do an interview at SEC Media Day, and the reporters could ask a player from Ole Miss, "Hey, do you think Alabama's running backs farts stink when they fart?" And if that player say something realistic and take up for themselves and be a real G and be like on some junk like, "Yeah, that junk stink. Everybody's fart stink. Ain't no different for Alabama. Ain't no different for Alabama running backs. They fart stink. They actually stink. Some of them need hygiene. You know what I'm saying? Why is that a big issue? Why is that a story? People gonna blow it up and make it seem like it means something other than what they asked that man his opinion on Alabama. As a competitor, I wouldn't expect nothing less. I respect him for saying such things. You got people out here that was calling for coaches to be fired last season, right? Talking about their Alabama Crimson Tide. You can't even ride with them through the tough times. You sitting there crying, calling for folks to get fired, all this other stuff. Shut your dumb self up. Anyways, here at the 12-minute mark, we're going to go ahead and get ready to transition into our first segment of the day, our first conversation. Pit Snipe said, "Good morning, Coach. How's Alabama today, man?" Listen, you mean the University of Alabama or the state of Alabama? Because I feel like we about to go through another heat wave again today. But the University of Alabama, yeah, we on fire right now. And I mean in a good way. We not burning up. We on fire, meaning everything we touch is about to turn into gold, man. So, my guy, Corey, I see you in the chat. What's good, man? Good to see you. Roll Tide, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure y'all drop a comment. Let me know where you watch from. So let's get into it, man. But before we get into it, I'm going to run it again. So we did it kind of backwards this morning. I'm going to start coming in, doing a quick intro, doing the intro to the show, and then we'll run this infomercial. I have a certain layout we doing now. We've been getting some quality feedback from some production personnel and then also my talent agency. Shout out to Talenture Agency over there on TikTok that's giving us our stream key and allowing us to broadcast the morning show over on TikTok. So if you're a TikTok user and you love TikTok and you want to go over there and help promote, definitely do so by tapping the screen button, sharing this live to people's inboxes. Direct messages is the best way to help spread the word when it comes to TikTok. A lot of people probably not going to click on it, but they'll click on it when it's live. They'll click on it afterwards and see that they missed something. So we start getting all that algo back. So appreciate y'all. DJ Trev, ATC, appreciate y'all for tapping in over TikTok. And everybody over here on the YouTube side, man, I see y'all, everybody. Listen, we're going to get into the conversation. Is Alabama returning to Saban tenure, Saban era type Bama? I think we have some conversations to have around it. I think there's some realistic thoughts to have and some conversations to have around it. So without further ado, let's jump into it. But before you jump into it, this is how you become a member of the AAA family. If you have been watching the members only videos, as a matter of fact, I seen Gil Cruz from Keep It a Buck crew is still a member of the AAA family, and he's been watching all of our live streams, man. Shout out to Gil Cruz for tapping in and supporting the Coach Smook Network, bro. We appreciate you for rocking with us and supporting the content. You know, and I've seen some of the things that he's been saying in other chats, you know, as if, you know, information. I like how he's spreading the Coach Smook Network information chat. I really do. Anybody that comes in and watches and lurks. Anybody that comes in and lurks and watches our information and spreads it, like, I appreciate you 100%. Be public about it, though. Let everybody know that you're spreading the information, you know. You ain't got to even give me recognition. All people going to do is continue to show up to the live and ask, wait, you posted this, what time? I like when I get those conversations. So, again, before we jump into it, this is how you become a member of the AAA family and enjoy the same perks that Gil Cruz is the person and 97. Wait, it's 99 total members. So Gil Cruz and 98 other members are enjoying here on the Coach Smook Network. Check this out.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips, the perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
It's not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Let's get back into the conversation chat. What's up, man? Y'all doing good? I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here. Look, I just listen. If y'all want to put in an order for some of Nay's specialty and her cooking and stuff, go ahead and start putting it in the YouTube chat. I'm gonna put it on the screen. We're gonna put it on the screen throughout the show. She's over on the TikTok side, but we are definitely taking orders. We're gonna have Nay cook us up some stuff. Y'all, if you love Jamaican food, you're gonna love Nay's food. I promise you. Shout out to my sister Britt checking in on the TikTok side. I think I just seen the gift come on the screen. No, I didn't. Or maybe it was a heart me. I'm not sure. It's not showing up on my end. I got to figure out if we get a different dashboard for TikTok so we can see everything happening like we do when we use the actual TikTok Live studio. What's up, Rod? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. I think Jordan was tapping in too. That was Jordan you had on the screen, Mary J. He said, I can't wait till I'm standing in this heat for 12 hours a day next month. Oh, yeah. Jordan, we're literally one day, with tomorrow's July, y'all. And then after July, you know what happens after July? The real countdown. If y'all see somebody doing a 70, 60 plus day countdown, stop watching they shit right now. Like, for real, stop watching that because they ain't got much to talk about. Literally, y'all, nothing to talk about. You keep talking about the same stuff over. Let's get into our conversation though. Saban era returning. We talked about this last year, right? But now we got a little bit more concrete evidence to kind of gauge this situation off of. We got numbers to dial into. You know, people say they know numbers, but I don't think they really look at numbers when they make some of their takes, you know. But then I also look at just tendencies, things that formulate quality programs, right? Championship contenders. You can look across the board in any sport, right? Championship teams, championship caliber teams, or championship competing teams have a lot of similarities. They have similar makeups. You look at the in the NBA, you look at the two teams that played in the conference finals in Indiana and OKC. Contrasting styles, but similar style. I mean, contrasting style of play, but similar type momentum pushes. Similar, like we're going to bank on this part of our game so that when we don't have this run, we know where we're at, right? That's what you see in college football, and you see teams that are able to go through spurts in the NBA this playoffs. You saw teams that were able to generate multiple spurts multiple runs, 6, 7, 8 point scoring or scoring runs. You know, the teams that weren't able to average, I think the number was 11 and a half scoring spreads. If you was able to average 11 and a half scoring drives at some point during the game, it gave you a better chance to win. So a lot of those teams that didn't make it, the teams that made it into the Final Four in the NBA playoffs, they had similar style of play. The one team that was different from that contrast during the playoffs, I think probably was the Nuggets. But everybody else was trying to play tempo. Even the Warriors tried to pick up tempo and keep pace. You know, so you look at college football, look at the makeup of Ohio State. Look at what Georgia's doing. Look at what Notre Dame is doing. Look at what Penn State is doing. Look at what Alabama is doing. Look at what Ole Miss is doing. Look at what Tennessee is doing. Look at what Oregon is doing. All of these programs have somewhat of a similar makeup. But for Alabama, we all love to hold Coach Saban's tenure. That tenure under Coach Saban, we love to hold it up to the highest, I guess you could say the highest mark, and keep it up on the pedestal to where it seems untouchable, unreachable. But I think now, shout out to Nate with the 45 gifts over there. She's sending more. 45, what's 45 plus 14? Was that 59? Was that 59? We got 59 gifts from my sister Nate. She sent another 10 on that mug. 69? Y'all know that's my favorite number. Don't laugh too loud. That's my favorite number. I don't know why. What's up with that number 69? But I like that number, chat. I don't know what it is. It may be just how it looks. Maybe it's just how it looks. Britt, stop, Britt. Britt, stop acting up. You're going to get in trouble. Britt. Don't you act up over there in that TikTok chat. Don't you be over there acting up. Y'all be civilized. Nay, I forgot you moderate over there now. Haha. Anyway, chat. What's up? Is that Novesh? What's up, Coach Smook? Hey, good to see you, Novesh. We ain't seen you right here in a minute, man. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. My boy, he said, I believe, my guy said, Jess Quan says, I believe we showed last season with the exception of OU and Vandy game that we are still the standard. Why do I believe that? You beat Bama, you storm the field in the regular season. So that's just one base point too, man. Great point. But that's just one, like, on surface point. Everybody, you know what? I saw a content creator that's pure entertainment to me. Like, I look at his content and it's pure entertainment. And he said something that was somewhat true. He said nobody respects Alabama anymore. Nobody's scared of Alabama. You know what? In college football, I don't think nobody's scared of anybody. It's not just Alabama. Nobody, but I think everybody still respects Alabama. Nobody's saying they want Georgia. Nobody's saying they want LSU or Ohio State. After you talking about Michigan has won a national championship. Georgia has won 2, and Ohio State has won 1 since Alabama has won their last one, chat, in 2020. I think LSU won 1 since Alabama's won 1, right? So you got LSU, who won in 21? You got LSU, I think, won in 21. You got 22, Georgia, 23, Georgia. Oh, 21 was Georgia, 22 was Georgia, 23 was Michigan, 24 was Ohio State, right? If I'm not mistaken, 20 was Bama, 21, 22 Georgia, 23 Michigan, 24 Ohio State. So you have 4 years where Alabama has not been to the national championship, but still and yet people come into the season saying, Alabama this. We got to look at Alabama this. I want Bama. We beat Bama, we're in. Bama still gets his respect. So why are we sitting here pushing this bullcrap narrative that there is nobody scared? They scared. It's not that they not scared. They have to speak up. Media is different from when Coach Saban took over as the head coach. I guarantee you there were plenty of players at Kentucky, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Mississippi State. Who else been bottom feeders? Arkansas. We've struggled with all those teams during Coach Saban's tenure. Vanderbilt gave us a run for our money the 3rd year of Coach Saban's tenure. Charleston Southern had us in a freaking chokehold through halftime. Georgia Southern came out and put up 100, 200 something rushing yards on us 1 year. Coach Saban lost to University of Louisiana in my wrong, chat. And y'all want to beat up Kalen Deboer for losing to Power 4 teams in an era where man, come on, man. You're talking about an era where a team can beat Vanderbilt, right? And they can literally go in the portal and put together a roster of graduate transfers of experienced players who probably got so much trade on the top. They can go and do that because the academic standards don't apply to graduate transfers, right? So you go and throw out a senior group of 30, 40 kids, right? 30, 40 kids on the Vanderbilt side, and you don't expect those skilled players who aren't necessarily Vanderbilt products. Vanderbilt just brought all these good products together, and you don't expect them to win games and be competitive. You think that Alabama is the only school that can get athletes in the SEC? You think Georgia the only school? Ole Miss? No, you guys are crazy. And then these are the same people calling for coach's job to be coach. So I look at it. I look at how everything's set up. I think Coach Saban's era was a lot easier to transition through than Coach Deboer. Let's get that point stated. Now, why do I feel like the sense and the feels around this Kalen Deboer staff and this Kalen Deboer era is returning to the greatest era of Alabama football? Why do I feel like it's like that? One, because you look at the roster turnover. Coach Saban did similar to the same thing. He was able to retain a lot of guys going into his second year that carried over from that 08 roster, right? Was able to assemble, that 07 roster. He was able to assemble a lot of guys, and then he went and got a top 3 recruiting class. After his first full recruiting cycle, had a top 3 recruiting class, right? And I don't even think that was recruiting rankings. Well, they had just started in 2007. So a top 3 recruiting class, and he takes those young guys, that same recruiting class, and he throws them out on the field, and they produce in systems and schemes that help them produce, right? You go into the year 2, you make a few schematic adjustments on the opposite side of the ball. You continue to establish your dominance on the defensive side. What is Kane Womack doing right now with this University of Alabama team? What is everybody, even the people outside of Alabama coverage, what are they talking about when they talk about Alabama? I tell you what they talk about. They talk about how good this defense is going to be. They talk about how good the secondary exceeded, how much the secondary exceeded expectations last year because of how young we were, how many true freshmen were thrown into the fire, how many new faces. We lost a whole secondary last year, a whole group of secondary from the previous year in 23. Malachi Moore wasn't even a full-time starter coming into this year. Y'all got to think that he split a lot of reps the previous year. We lost Caleb Downs. We lost Trey Amos. We lost a lot of guys that were supposed to step up. Kool-Aid, Terrion. A lot of guys left. So you had 5 new starters in the secondary and ended up being a top 5 pass defense in the country. Come on, man. I think we're in a good spot. My guy says no outgoing transfers, guys buying into the philosophy, being disciplined, winning the in-state recruiting battles. We don't rebuild, we reload. And that's the thing. Coach Saban literally set the blueprint, and people are sitting here trying to act like as if Kalen Deboer is not just fulfilling the blueprint, not carrying on the blueprint, but he's starting to expand the blueprint. NIL is not a problem in Alabama's recruiting. The NIL negotiations, that's one thing you won't hear a player from Alabama complain about, or that's been on a recruiting visit to Alabama. They're not going to complain about what Alabama offered them. Now, will they go somewhere else and take more? Yes, because guess what? They can go somewhere and take more, and they're going to get to play. You don't just come and get a certain amount of money because this is what our projection for your on-field production or contribution is going to look like. So this is what we're going to value it. What's up, Crossover? Checking in on Facebook. Our first Facebook comment of the day. Appreciate you for the roll tide over there on Facebook. My brother Crossover, man. Talking about one of the lyricists of the Christian rap, gospel rap scene, man. I remember we was teenagers doing this, man. You remember that? Remember we was teenagers, man? Crossover, them preachers boys. They used to always give us crap about being preachers kids, man. Anyway, shout out to my guy. Thank you for tapping in, hitting that heart reaction. And shout out to Deron. Hot Topic Sports. We're going to be collabing with him a lot this fall when we go to the East Alabama area, covering a lot of our teams over there. Russell County Central, Russell County, Glenwood. We're going to get out into Auburn this year. Auburn High School, Opelika High School on the East Alabama side. Benjamin Russell, we're going to be up there at Wade. Valley. We're going to be in Valley this year. Got a lot of places we're going to be this year. Tuscaloosa County, Hillcrest, all the central Alabama areas. We're going to be tapping in with y'all too. So shout out to everybody checking in on all the platforms today. TikTok, y'all doing y'all thing over there too. Continue to run it up. Continue to send the diamonds. I appreciate the roses. Britt, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the roses, sis. What else she sent? She sent her rose. She sent her heart. Me appreciate everybody for tapping in over there on TikTok. Continue to tap that screen, man. We've been doing crazy numbers. I posted the other day. We had a crazy live call-in show, and the numbers from the call-in show on TikTok were just as good as the numbers live viewership. We peaked at the same numbers on both platforms, so that lets y'all know that everybody doing their part in supporting the Coach Smook Network, and I can't do nothing but thank y'all and be grateful for that. So continue to do what y'all doing to support your boy, and best believe I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing to continue to bring out his content, because at the end of the day, that's all it's about, man. It's all about the content, baby. It's all about the content. So my first point, returning to go era. Let me say this. We at a 30-minute mark. I'm gonna get into my point. So Mary J, I'm about to throw you for a loop here. We gotta get these banners up. All right. So first point, continuity, right? So you look at what happened between this season and last season on Alabama's roster, and then also on the coaching staff. Right? Program continuity is important if you want to establish some type of realistic chance to be a championship contender year in and year out. You don't want to have to make changes year in and year out. Your ability to will be intricate, but you don't want to have to make those changes. You want to be able to retain as many guys, as many staff members, especially if you are on a trend towards the goal and the success path that you originally set. Right? So continuity, program continuity is important. You look at this staff. You got Coach Kalen Deboer. He brings majority of his offensive staff with him in year one. Loses on Ryan Grubb and Scott Huff to the NFL. Replaces them, kind of elevates Nick Saban, somebody that's familiar with the system, that's helped develop the system at a certain stage or in a certain phase. You go and get an offensive line coach and skilled play caller and run game coordinator in Chris Cap to kind of continue to evolve the run game in this scheme, in this system, and how you want to run the vertical pass threat. You bring in an offensive scheme, a run game that should accentuate it. And we didn't see it utilized to its maximum effectiveness last year with the quarterback being able to, input or impact the run game so much. We didn't see it utilized. I think this year we see a lot more efficient run game. But you got that continuity now. Now you know what type of quarterback runs really don't work for this style of offense when we want to be pass heavy or pass majority, right? And I think if we be realistic, you look at the pass run ratio from last year, I think the actual numbers was like 63 to 57, 63, 47 or something like that. 63, 47, what is 57? Because then there'll be 100, over 100. So it's like 63, 47 pass run ratio. So, I mean, that's pretty balanced. That's pretty balanced when you're talking about the new age of and style of offense that's taking over the game of football in general. So I think that's where we're headed. Continuity is there. You look at this staff on the offensive side, you go and get Ryan Grubb. Coach Saban did something very intricate in year 2 of his tenure at Alabama. He went and got offensive coordinator in Nussmeier, right? From a system that wasn't familiar to the college, to the SEC at that point in time, but a coach with an offensive mind, an up-and-coming offensive-minded coach that was able to accentuate his style of defense and how he wanted the game to be managed. Kalen Deboer has done the same thing with picking his defensive coordinator. You're talking about a team, a coach that wants his offense to really control the time and pace of the game, right? You want opportunities to control the pace of the game. So if we have it to where we're rolling, Kalen Deboer and Ryan Grubb, if we have it to where we're rolling and we're able to score in a minute, or we're able to run these 6-play drives, we need to have a defense to give us those 2 or 3 extra opportunities in the first half so we can really slow the game down and run the ball. In the second half, our defense is still fresh. So how do we keep that? Idealistically, you line up an aggressive defensive play caller and you have an aggressive defensive play calling to force turnovers, tackle for losses, sacks, incompletions to stop the clock and force, a defense that could do what Alabama's defense was doing last year, forcing third and passing and keeping the success rate on third down below 40%. Right? Honestly, the last 6 games of last year, the third down conversion rate for versus our defense was right at 31%. So you're looking at that less than a third of conversion rates. So that means if they get 15 third downs in a game, they're not converting more than 3. They're not converting more than 3. And you're talking about a defense that's given, if you get 15 third downs in the game, that means you have an opportunity to get 5 first downs. If you're giving my offense 4 extra possessions a game, they should be producing at least 17 to 28 points. or 12 to 28 points. You're talking about just getting field goals out of 4 extra possessions, 12 to 28 points. Think about how many possessions last year in the Oklahoma game where Alabama got the ball back. The defense got us the ball back, and we did not score because of lack of execution on the offensive side. We had 3 extra possessions in the first half, and then you had 2 extra. You gave up 14 points off of 2 turnovers. That's 14 of your 28 points. The defense only gave up two scores throughout the game, man. You turn the ball over on 3 of those extra possessions you was given. So you got to find the balance there. You got to find the balance, and I think that's what the continuity factor is for this year. You look on the defensive side, you had Coach Jones in that secondary, kind of open it up to really get more clear communication, because I think there was maybe one too many defensive play calling heads having too much say-so on the defensive side last year. With Coach Hitchler, Coach Mo, and Coach Kane Womack on that defensive side. Then you got Coach Roach. Too much experience, too many heads trying to make too many decisions. You get one guy on the second level, you get one guy in the middle, and one guy up front, and everybody else is kind of auxiliary support, right? Those 3 heads should be the only ones talking on the defensive headset, right? Coach Roach, Coach Womack, and Coach Mo. You got coaches that represent each level of the defense, and you're going to have effective communication now. So that's a lot with program continuity. Plus, you're talking about on the recruiting side. Look at the staff and how they're recruiting. Look at the type of recruits we're getting. Look at how guys are moving, which guys are taking over or making their footprint in certain areas. Coach Mo killing the Northeast. Freddie Roach maintaining his dominance down here in the Southeast. You got guys going to the West Coast. C-Rob everywhere right now, getting the linebackers from everywhere. Don't matter where you go. You want to be an edge rusher, you want to be an inside linebacker, Alabama, talk to C-Rob. He got a way of convincing these guys. C-Rob, and then, Coach Kane Womack is just a personality. You can't not love him if you're a defensive player. If you like intensity, if you like aggressive play calling, if you want to make plays, you want to be in position to make plays, I guarantee you want to play for Coach Coach Kane Womack. Shout out to my guy Smurf, man. Hey, Smurf, I see you checking in on TikTok. Tap that screen for you, bro, man. Listen, if anybody know me and my knowledge in the football game, it's my brother, DeMarinho Williams, Russell County, one of our GOATs, man. We grew up together, graduated class of 08. You talking about some dogs, man. We had some athletes in our class. If you all know former college athletes that came out during the let's say Julio era, I came out, graduated Julio. We played with Jamar Fortson. Julio and Jamar Fortson were 2 of the top 3 wide receivers in the state of Alabama in our class. Until Jamar transferred to Columbus side, where he went to Carver, Columbus, where y'all see a lot of recruits coming out of that school. Formerly their head coach was Dale McGee. He was at Georgia. Now he's at Georgia State head coach. Shout out to all the network connections we have just by being where we been. Bama ran the ball on first down 66% of the time and 55% of the time on second down. The problem was we got into too many second and long situations. I don't even think it's that, bro. I think the lack of execution contribute to. I think you could run second and long. I think you could run the ball with the way they scheme up the ball, the offense. You got to think how many times on second down where we were 2nd and 7 and Jalen Miro kept the ball and lost 2 or 3 yards or lost 6 yards. So it's more so it wasn't a play calling thing. It's more so just the execution. And now you have a balance. And yeah, you're right on the 66% on first down. But when you total out to the total play calling, the play calling averages, the percentages for play calling was 67 to 43% run pass ratio. It was we actually throughout the season we actually passed more on early downs than we ran, which is crazy to believe. And then if you get more specific, run pass play call compared to run pass play execution, I think we have a horrible balance, a horrible execution balance there. There's a horrible shift in balance there. So I think it's a lot of factors. Because of continuity, you're going to get those things fixed. Now, point number 2, you talk about continuity. We're talking about culture now, right? Continuity plays in the culture, right? Somebody made a comment earlier about culture, the mindset of the teams, the players in the locker room. So there was a funny, TikTok, there's been some funny things going on TikTok. Everybody has trends on TikTok. There's a trend where the fellas are calling their bros, right? And they're telling them good night randomly. And for fellas, we know that's like kind of weird, right? We know that might come off as weird. I randomly call one of my boys and be like, hey, good night, bro. Y'all seen it. It's kind of funny, right? It's kind of funny. I think it's funny, but long story short, Ryan Williams did it on his stream with Ty Simpson the other day, and I be in that chat all the time. I see so many people people that call me clout chasing and stuff. Y'all Twitter folks, y'all are dumb. Some of y'all burner pages on Twitter, y'all are dumb. Y'all will sit there and create a burner page on Twitter, right? And you'll go and create a real page on Twitch or somewhere else and be in there talking and using the same lingo you use on Twitter behind these burner pages and think I ain't found you? What? I can't wait, man. I got a whole production ready for y'all to kick off the season. It's going to be petty. Y'all just be ready for it. It's going to be petty. I got a lot of content creator faces on that mug that y'all know I don't like and don't care for. It's going to be funny. It's going to be epic. It might go viral. I know I'm going to get some hate from their little fan bases or their little followings, but it is what it is. Culture of the brotherhood is different at Alabama, man. Shout out to Big Homie for the 26 gifts, man. My brother coming in, tapping in on that TikTok side. Hey, Big Homie, you got some help with the mods over there, too. You got Nay over there. You got Britt over there. We got mods for mods. We got mods for days. Is what they call them, mods for days. Let me make sure I got Big Homie straight though. Big Homie, drop a comment for me, bro. Drop a comment, just one comment for me. I don't know why it's not showing this menu up right. You got your mod status. Oh yeah, you good. All right, you good. It wasn't showing up right. Hey, appreciate the finger heart, sis. Y'all going crazy over there on TikTok. Listen. So with TikTok, y'all, gifting is a lot easier on TikTok. I don't think is cost efficient, but it does help. So the people that go out their way to make those purchases and then donate gifts, that's huge to me. Y'all are doing way bigger than what I asked for and what I expect. I really appreciate it. And y'all not gonna give me the cry today, all right? But I appreciate it because that costs a lot. And then, even the gifted super chats and all the gifted memberships on each platform has to make their money somehow, right? Now, I could backdoor and not support these platforms that's providing me the space, but I think that's wrong when content creators do that. That's why I provide so many different options. So however you feel in your heart that you want to donate and see this network grow. And that's why I'm very open and clear on how everything is distributed. So however you determine to donate is greatly appreciated as always. And I want to encourage y'all to keep doing it, man, because we're really stepping into something. We're stepping into our blessed place here on the Coach Smook Network. And I ain't been perfect. I ain't never claimed to be perfect, never claimed to be the perfect Christian, but I know I love God. And I pray every day for my community. I pray for my family. I pray for my people. I got a young woman in my life right now that's really been a positive influence for me. And it's not always about, and I don't know how we getting into this. It's not always about the physical attraction. Sometimes you just need somebody to push you mentally. Somebody to push you into the positive places in your life. And I love where my peace is in my life right now, y'all, with everything, even with the crazy little, like the social media stuff y'all see, that's social media. That's the space for it. And I'm at peace doing it. I love it. I promise you, I don't miss no sleep on it. Picking at them trash channels and doing all that stuff. I don't miss no sleep. I'm not up at 4:00 in the morning just because of that. I wake up at 4:00 in the morning because that's when I wake up. The early bird gets the worms. I'm ahead of you. I'm 10 steps ahead of you. You think you got something, and I done already uploaded something, just ready to turn it from private to public. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we do, man. We got so much content set up. We got commitment videos already set up, commitment lives already, like tabs with edit, post. We're gonna go live and do this commitment video, And I don't want to put it out there because that's how people been kind of trying to stay relevant. So continue to support the content. The way y'all supporting it, it allows us to move that way. So continue to support Culture of the Brotherhood. I look at the interaction between Ryan Williams and Ty Simpson this past weekend on his Twitch. Everybody's like, they happy that Ty Simpson is being confirmed and heading into this fall ball as the foregone QB1. But y'all got to understand that this QB battle is not over with. And I don't think that there's going to be a decisive, finalized situation until we get through the second week of fall camp. I don't think we will see a real decisive QB1 answer until second week of fall camp. And I think it's going to be ramped up fall camp this year too for the quarterbacks. I think the rapid fire, learn as you go game planning will be saved until week 1 for Florida State. And I'm saying, like, you'll have your gradual plan like you're supposed to have. I think they've been prepping for week 1 since spring. All right. That's what Coach Saban did, and I think Kalen Deboer is kind of taking the same type of approach with every team. He's always talked about being prepared, going for progression, and being prepared. So I think they're doing small things to prepare skill set wise for Florida State, but schematically and what we're going to do as far as the game plan, the strategy, is going to be developed in fall. And so the culture of the brotherhood, in order for guys to pick that up, your culture has to be right. You have to have guys paying attention in the off-season film sessions that aren't conducted by coaching staffs, right? Your veteran guys have to be paying attention and be able to lead by example, not just say stuff, but also show up and know what they're talking about. Alabama has been able, like during the summer, NCAA, you regulate a certain amount of hours for voluntary walkthroughs, things of that nature, not mandatory stuff. And so during walkthroughs, you can maximize that if you have a lot of guys in leadership roles that are doing the right thing. Nate Hudd said on TikTok, she said, honestly, I'm not huge on Ty starting with the ugly faces. Like what? And you know what? A lot of people, they think it's more so of I like how people try to turn it as if I don't like Ty Simpson, but just scroll through the content. You go look at a clip I made 2 years ago when Jalen Miro when there was a battle between Miro and Simpson. And I wanted Simpson to start then. I thought Simpson was the more prepared quarterback. I thought Jalen Miro would be a option guy that we could use and kind of do a dual quarterback system, right? That's what I figured would happen, but it didn't happen. Jalen Miro comes out. He surprised up with some of his arm talent, some of the things that he was doing that first year as a starter, his willingness to just go out and win, right? That's what separated him. And now you have Ty Simpson who has to go out and kind of fill those shoes, but he's not just expected to fill the shoes. Ty Simpson has more pressure because of the fan base. Y'all have built Ty Simpson up to be such a great arm talent and all this stuff that y'all have yet to recognize his flaws. And it's really in between the ears. You know, the great quarterbacks at Alabama, it ain't always been the skills. It's been the guys that have the best mental, right? And one or two things is going to happen with Ty Simpson. And I love the Simpson family, and Ty Simpson knows I support him 110%. But he's a player. I would do Ty Simpson just like I would treat any of my players. And my concern with Ty Simpson is what's between the ears, man. What's going on in your head when you make a mistake or when something doesn't transpire like you expect it to? Where's your mode? Where's your level-headedness? Where's that at? Where's your leadership skills? Right? I heard KB talking about, you know, Miro used to be on the sideline pouting and stuff when stuff go bad. And the whole team was doing it. You had a year of transition where coaches, you can't just jump down a guy. You can't just jump on top of him when he's pouting or having a bad game. This coaching staff was learning personalities. I started defensive staff started to pick up the intensity a lot them last 4 weeks of the season. Now you're able to prove that, hey, I got a way that your way's not working. Now I got a way that you can try. And if you want to play for me, you get what I'm saying? So you got to be able to fall in line with the culture of the brotherhood. And in order to do that, man, you got to buy in. You got to buy into the small things. Chuck McDonald has been on campus since, I want to say end of May. He checked in end of May, right? He came in right in the middle of May, end of May. And you look at him, he's in all the events. You see him at all the events with the players. It's like he's using his time not only to get big in the weight room and learn to play, but he's using his time to really connect with the guys that, and this is a close-knit group, man. We saw the Lane stuff 2 years ago. Then we saw last year the transition. It still was kind of like a disconnect after the first loss. I think this year you're going to have a different type of team, man. I see Jam Miller getting a lot more vocal. Richard Young has been a lot more vocal. It's guys like that are affecting the culture of the brotherhood. You got guys, young guys in this freshman class that have pride in what they have committed to. So that's my second point. And my last point, point number 3. And I didn't know how to label this. I didn't know how to like even put this in like a point format or to generalize them. So I'm gonna speak on it. And Mary J, maybe you can come up with something in the background. So the ball don't lie, chat. The ball don't lie. And in this case, when we talk about the ball, college football is not going to allow Alabama's situation to not be what it's supposed to be. And some people may be confused with this, right? The way that college football is, and the way that it has trended over the past 3 years during the NIL era, Alabama has stepped into the driver's seat for what needs to be happening in college football. The ball is not going to lie. So if Alabama is going to utilize parts of what Michigan did 2 years ago, parts of what Ohio State did 2 years ago in their recruiting NIL portal searching, right? They're adding all these different assets. You go and get a general manager who has touched Michigan that affected their championship building. You get a guy in Kalen Deboer that's been in the game, in the big game, right? Been close to it twice to getting the title. Last year was the first year since the college football playoff era. Wait, no, not college football playoff. Since NIL era. Was the second year out of 4 years that Kalen Deboer missed. So he's 50% right now. We're hitting the playoffs. And he has Alabama to do it. So the ball is not going to lie, man. The ball is not going to lie. Look at the talent on roster. You come in with a healthy roster, you're able to stay healthy. Everything transpired. 9-3 last year, losing one game by more than one score. Come on, chat. Turnover ratios are real, man. Turnover is real. Transfer opportunities, NIL, are great title. How we capitalize on those is huge. The ball is not going to lie. Nikhil Green. You're talking about an inside linebacker that comes in and gives you the same type of production you get with Jahad Campbell. So now you don't have to worry about a freshman coming in and growing through those growing pains. You expect a veteran guy like Nikhil Green to come in and be a plug and play type fit guy. So what you would have been on pace to do this year anyways, develop the younger guys behind your veterans. You're able to do that. Look at the defensive front, all the veteran experience, all the veteran amount of snaps returning to the interior, and then the talent behind those guys that's coming on roster. Got Landon Simmons. Asai Fega is going to be in that rotation this year. Stephen Bowl is going to be in that rotation this year. You got guys that were limited in the rotation last year. Edric Hill made pops last year. A lot of pops last year. Had a lot of guys making just solid, making huge plays last year with limited reps, and they're going to be counted on this year. Turnover, NIL transfer. You can talk about Cam Calhoun. He was being rated as a late first round, early day 2 pick as a redshirt sophomore last year. I mean, a redshirt freshman. So he's actually eligible for the draft after this year, after his redshirt sophomore year. Damani Jackson is back, another portal guy from last year. Keon Sab, another portal guy from last year. They're all back, impact players. You look at the front, LT Overton from the portal last year, he's back. Fatua Henry, portal guy. All these quality guys coming over from the portal, and people want to act like Alabama doesn't have a chance. Get out of here, man. Look at the offensive side. Isaiah Horton. Somebody said, go get Dante Moore. For what? You got Isaiah Horton. Why would anybody want Evan Stewart? You got Isaiah Horton. Come on, chat. You miss out on Caleb Cunningham because you got Isaiah Horton in the portal. It's okay. Lachia Brooks, Derek Meadows. You lock in Derek Meadows, Nevada guy, Las Vegas guy. You lock him in and let him know that he's a developmental piece. You want him to develop this year, and he's committed to that. That's solid, man. And that's not an insult. I want you to develop. I don't want you worried about trying to be ready this year. Work your tail off. Get better. 1% better every day. Because next year, I got a realistic plan for you, especially when we get CD Morgan. Y'all don't think CD and Derek Meadows next year being able to share the load at that position, maybe behind Jalen Hill if he decides to come back, being able to share that load and have the impact type of fields that you have with your skill sets, that's a dangerous group to deal with. Right? Just a lot of quality assets. You look at Brody Dalton, the transfer tight end from Troy. Turn his film on. You're like, did we just go and get another CJ Dupree? With all the young talent in the tight end room, Marsha Pritchett, Caleb Edwards is there. Jay Lindsey is going to get his opportunity this year. You still got Danny Lewis in that room. You got Josh Cuevas. You had Brody Dalton, and then I forget the other young man's name from the other school. A lot of tight ends in that room. We were just talking about how many injuries was in the tight end room, but now look at what their staff is. So they're doing it, man. NIL transfer. They're making use. They're capitalizing on it. Now it's all about turning all this over onto the field. Like really, really translating this onto the field, watching everybody develop, watching things transpire. I think this staff is really set up to watch everything transpire this year. 2025 is the year I think Alabama's going to make a strong push. If Alabama's not in the semifinals, meaning the Final Four, I'd be surprised. And at that point, we will have to start looking at the coaching. We will have to start looking at it because now you're at this point what Alabama went last year, 9-4, right? So 13 games last year, 9-4. You're talking about another 7 games into the season. We'll be at, I want to say, the Tennessee game. By the Tennessee game, there should not be a question to what Kalen Deboer's Alabama looks like going forward. What's your foundation? What is our identity? Every season we're going to start at this point because that's what Alabama became. We knew Alabama was going to have a crazy good defense. Their secondary was going to be aggressive. We knew that the front was going to be pass rush, 2-gap containment scheme, right? And we knew we was going to always have athletic linebackers in the middle of the field and edge rushers. Offensively, you figured it out. You had a starting point and you figured it out. I think with this team, you have the opposite. Offensively, you have a starting point and you kind of know the identity you want. And defensively, you have your identity. You just got to find your starting point. How aggressive can we be starting the season off? Leo Dalian says, we definitely going to be better year 2 under DeBoer. If he can keep this coaching staff together for a few consecutive years, he will have a good tenure at Alabama. I have a hot take. I think if this staff can stay together for 4 years, Alabama will win 2 national championships. I don't think we'll back to back or anything like that. I think this will be the year. You might fall short next year because I think Ohio State reloaded. I think you got Ole Miss going to be in that picture next year, right? A lot of people going to be in that picture next year. Tennessee, I feel like should be in that mix next year. They're going to have a young quarterback, but they're going to have a lot of veteran guys around them. With Brandon Faison, I think that's his name. So a lot of different teams to look out for over the next 2 years. But this year, Alabama should have, somewhat of a lead or a hedgeway in this championship race. And then you got other teams that follow in behind. So I think Alabama's probably in the best shape you could be in right now. My guy Ayo Sully said, I feel like this year, after this season, people ain't going to view Coach KD the same anymore. They're going to start viewing him as one of the top elites. You know what's crazy? If you ask outside the Bama fan base, a lot of your talking heads that actually know what they're talking about, they will tell you that Kalen Deboer, look at the record. You don't have to pay 400 games and win 90 natties. Look at how many great coaches have not won a national championship because of Coach Saban, right? Are we gonna say that Jimbo Fisher is a horrible coach? Right? He got one, but he also lost a lot of games to Coach Saban, but he won a lot of games against other teams. He won a natty at Florida State, and I think another one somewhere else. Right? Ed Orgeron may not have been the most philosophical and strategic coach, but he knew how to go and get guys to do their job. Right? So I think Alabama is in a good position this year. I think we're all set up to be in a quality position for the playoff push. A lot of people don't think so. They think this might be a struggle year in some games. A lot of people keep talking about Georgia and this, that, and the third. I ain't stand Georgia. Chat. Shout out to the 43 in the chat on YouTube. We got 21 likes on the stream. We got 40 people watching. Hey, keep it a buck, crew. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. I know y'all in here. Drop the likes on the stream, man. Keep it a buck. Ain't no way we went from 25 to 40 that quick and ain't got no likes. What y'all lurking for? Just drop the likes, man. Y'all, the likes, it don't show your names when you like the stream, so you can secretly like it. I won't tell you, crew. I promise you I won't. I promise you I won't. Gil, drop that like, man. I know you in here. Member. That boy a AAA member, y'all. And been one for 12 years. I agree with how recruiting is going and all the media exposure and docuseries are showcasing our coaches. So I feel Grubb and Coach Shepard would be getting heavy calls to get head coaching jobs. Oh, Shepard was a target last year. Grubb clearly was a target last year. You're talking about at the college level, head coaches. Coach Shep has been offered multiple offensive coordinator jobs, assistant head coach, assistant, to the head coach jobs. That's why you see his title the way it is at Alabama. Him, Coach G, Freddie Roach, and Coach Mo, Coach Kane Womack. Some of these guys, if you're not a play caller, you're going to see that assistant coach, right? Assistant head coach title next to him. That's kind of just a respect thing. But you got it. We talk kind of the Mary J. You can put chat with Coach Smook back up. We about to get into our closeout. We at the hour mark. I'm good, y'all. I am so good. I'm good at this sometimes, y'all. Like for real. Sometimes I gotta just I feel like God has graced me to do this for real. I feel like I'm a different talent in this chat. For real. And people been telling me for over the past 2 years, I'm different, and I've kind of been not accepting it because I want everybody to win like I win. But it don't happen like that. And God said, what I got for you is for you, not everybody else. Shout out to the 41 in the chat. Continue to run the likes up to YouTube, man. Y'all playing. 41 in the chat, 25 likes, 42 in the chat. Y'all running it up. We got about 30 minutes left on the show. We should be Tennessee. Facts, Nay over there on TikTok. Nay was hot about it. Now, I think y'all remember, if y'all can recall, and we're not close out part of this segment, any questions you want, any topics or comments you have, that's what we're doing. We're in our chat topics. As a matter of fact, let's get the right beat in here so we can get y'all talking, man. Listen, I think as a fan base, the Vanderbilt game was the one that kind of caught us off guard and put us in that like, oh my God, this could actually be bad, right? This shot could actually be bad. 11K likes. What? Hey, shout out to the 11K. Listen. Shout out to the 11K likes over there on TikTok, man. The TikTok crew over there running up, doing their thing. We done had 23 total viewers at peak at one time on TikTok. Based off of this, I don't know if they 23 in there right now, but it says peak 23. So last week's show, we had a peak of 21. This week, we had a peak of 23. Come on, Chad. Y'all doing y'all thing over there, TikTok family. YouTube family, get these likes up, man. Y'all gonna let TikTok do y'all like that? Y'all gonna let TikTok do y'all like that? 27? Okay. I see y'all tapping 38 in the chat. I see y'all. Look, back to that conversation. I really think, listen up. I really think because of Vanderbilt last year, you really saw this staff understand what the Alabama football culture is like. And now having more of an idea of what's expected, not just from the players or whatever, but from the coaching staff amongst the fan base. This staff actually cares about the fan base, right? To an extent to where they want to show you, like, y'all keep tripping about in-state recruiting. Shut up. This 5-star that you bragging about today, he not even from Bama. He's from Georgia. He's from Carolina. He's from Louisiana. We're not going to get all the ones out of Bama, but trust us. And then turn the film on and see how good he is. I can't wait till we get 2 of these signings this week, y'all. 2 of the signings that's coming this week are going to be perfect fits for Alabama. And a lot of people going to be like, oh, whoop-de-doo. Yeah, whoop-de-doo, because you've been watching, everybody that's been watching me early in the morning and then going out and putting it out as they own it, it gets kind of like watered down. But for the members, y'all know, y'all basically got a good idea of what this recruiting class is looking like. Y'all got a great idea. So continue to support. Again, appreciate everybody for tapping in. Listen, any more thoughts in the chat? Let the haters talk. Bama doing big things, and we will remind the world that we never left. Facts, Rob. Tell them. 100%. What'd he say? Let them know. We ain't going nowhere. Shout out to TikTok too, man. And then, like I said, we're not on Twitter today. But, hey, moving forward, facts. Moving forward, we got it. I think Bama is going to be in a good position this year. Let me see what he say. Leo says, honestly, I can't blame coaching too much first year. Installing new system, the games we lost, we really beat ourselves, and Miro's turnovers were crucial in impactful times, especially the Michigan game. Can you really blame the Michigan game on Miro? Can you really blame the Michigan game on Miro? Can you really blame how the Oklahoma game, the aura around Oklahoma game was? Can you blame it on Miro? You're talking about a guy that was struggling in the intermediate passing game, completes a perfect read and pass to Brian Williams, and he goes and fumbles the first catch of the game. Oklahoma goes down and gets 3 points off of it. And then you go out there and you drop another pass. But not only on that drive, you fumble the ball. The defense goes out there and they miss like 3 tackles in the backfield on the first drive. Yeah. Leo, I think Womack does a better job than most in stopping the QB run game. Say what you want. Coach Saban got killed in the QB run game. Those were literally the only games Alabama lost when the quarterback had legs. That's literally what's changing the game in college football right now. Any quarterback with legs is going to give your defense problems. So for everybody to think that Kane Womack has to make these crazy adjustments, he contained it real good last year. We only had 2 quarterbacks go over 100 yards on us last year. How many did Coach Saban have his last year? How many did he have his last 2 years? Y'all gotta chill, man. Kane Womack is probably going to be one of the best defensive coordinators production-wise this year. Watch what Alabama defense do. To be top 5 the way you started, not having any continuity with anybody on that side of the ball. Nobody came from your system previously that you were coaching last year. Nobody. The coaches, nobody on that staff was part of your play calling system, and you all came together, and that's what you produce, a top 10 ranked offense. Get the out of here, man. Come on, man. Let's be realistic about this thing. Defense is about to be lit. Bray Hubbard, James Smith, Rousseau about to turn up. Man, listen, that's just 3 names. I think Bray's there. I think you're going to see more. I think you're going to see a bigger year from Damani Jackson. I think Xavier Brown's going to have a crazy good year. My question is, how are you going to play? Like, man, imagine. Let's say a team like Tennessee wants to come out, right, and play that spread formation that they want to play. You know, you can go 0 coverage with a 1 high safety. With this secondary, you can go 0 coverage and play 6 men in the box and literally play man-on-man ball because of your skill sets and how they align. You can also go 0 coverage and have your safety safe middle read to play the running back out the backfield. Have your edges and your safeties play, back out the backfield concept, right? B.O.B. Right? Linebackers can do it. You can kind of float. You can kind of float it and throw different looks. A dime package against Tennessee is going to be perfect. And I know Oklahoma going to come out and try to sling the ball. So going to definitely be able to utilize some diversity with the amount of experience returning. All right. So once again, thank y'all, man. That cover 3, yeah, that 1 high look, man. Even if you start there and drop off into like some roll coverage, like you roll into a 4, you roll into a stagger 4 to where it looks like a cover 2. You start in cover 3 and you roll into a stagger 4 where your safety roll into play side, the strong safety rolling underneath on play side, backside corner rolling behind everything, maintaining that hash, that backside linebacker holding the edges, leaking to the slot, inside linebacker holding up the 3, or what we would call the C gap, right? Covering that and being able to drop. You got multifaceted defense, read and react type system that allows players to just play and use instincts. So I love it. I love it for Bama right now. I love where we are. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Hey, listen, that's the show for today, man. That's the show for today. Y'all did it, man. Y'all did it. I appreciate y'all for being who y'all are. Y'all cold-blooded. Don't forget, tonight we got the call-in show. We got the call-in show tonight. Tapping in at 7:30. We're gonna do it at 7:30. I think I put it at 8. No, we're gonna do it at 8. We're gonna do it at 8. Do it. We got the call-in show tapping in at 8 o'clock tonight. Make sure y'all.
Put me in the game, Coach Nick.
I didn't mean to do that when I meant to do it. I'm sorry, y'all, but we do got the call-in show. I want y'all to do something for me. If y'all could, because there is a lot of people that want to support, but we don't have. I don't know how my community became such a community that's not as technology inclined as most. And I'm not joking. Like, I got people right now, and we got viewers on YouTube right now, right? We got a lot of viewers. Our numbers are normal, higher than normal right now, right? Shout out to the 30 likes on the stream. We hit our 25 like goal. We were at 40 something viewers a few minutes ago, 50 something a few minutes ago. I didn't want to say them because I want to see how long everybody stay around. Roll Tide, Khalil, good to see you. But I want y'all to answer this, and I want y'all to do this. How many of you all watched the live stream on TV? We got about 3 more minutes. How many of you all watched the live stream on TV? If you watch the live stream on TV, whether it's Roku or whatever the app is, you can still like the stream from your TV. All you got to do is press down on your arrow button or up, and you'll see like the menu pop up, and there the thumbs up and all this stuff. Just scroll around on the screen. Make sure y'all tapping that like button, because that's really what helps. That's really what helps the channel grow. Not just you viewing. You know, you'll get a certain live algorithm for viewing, but your likes, your interactions is what helps the channel grow. And we're going to start setting our VOD like goals. Y'all been killing it. 50 likes on live streams. We've been getting 25 plus likes on the VODs and the shorts and stuff. So continue to go. And I'm going to ask you again today. I did a personal quest last week, and I saw a lot of people do it. If you're watching this live or post live stream, go and check out any piece of content on the Coach Smook channel today. Any piece of content, and comment on it. Whether you just do a blanket comment, put me in the game, coach. Like it and comment anything. It doesn't matter if it's 6 months old, a year old, yesterday, today. Go and comment on something and say, put me in the game, coach, or say something, respond to it. And what I'm doing is I'm collecting, because I want to do a giveaway when we get back from school in August. I want to do a giveaway. And your support, your interactions, your love, how you support and help the channel grow is definitely going to help your chances of getting some winnings, getting some earnings and winning prizes and stuff. So live calling show tonight at 8 p.m. Hopefully I see everybody there. Shout out to our sponsors, man. I had my Ghost Energy drink can. I poured it in my cup. I ain't even drank coffee this morning. That's how good I felt. I listen, I felt so good this morning. I had my first bottle of water. This is my second bottle, but I had my first bottle of water, and then I just started drinking an energy drink while I was working out. So I feel good. The energy is here. Thank y'all again. I'm praying for each and every one of y'all. Shout out to all of our sponsors, Yon Apparel. Thank y'all for supporting us. Man of Standard Executive Security, Helping Hands LLC. All of our partners through the high school recruiting. Check them out, Coach Network. We appreciate you all for supporting every high school in the state of Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Las Vegas, California, Kansas, Texas. We thank you all for showing love. We're getting into Louisiana. We're not going up there, but we'll be getting up there soon. Hopefully, we got a little pipeline in Iowa, chat. Yes, I want to go to Iowa. I want to see what Iowa's all about. I actually want to go to a Hawkeyes game and provide that content and experience for y'all. I heard they tailgates be kind of lit. So before I get too old in age, I want to be able to enjoy my tailgating experience. I don't people a lot, chat. A lot of people think I'm a people person. I am, until like I'm not. All right. So I appreciate everybody once again. And remember, y'all, when y'all see me in the streets, holler at a player and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed. Much love. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Roll Tide, everybody. And much love to the AAA family. Y'all be blessed.
Better go subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok. Subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
Leandre Got Tejus.